I just want to make a few playoff videos. I don't think that's asking for much. There, buddy.
What? You serious?
Mind blown.
We need ideas.
I'm dumb.
Silly hard.
We get to the game, please.
Hey, does your Damon Stoudemire jersey still fit?
Leafs lose 4-2 to the Philadelphia Flyers. This season, replacing the Let's Go Blue Jays chant at the ACC, we will now go, never mind, they're owned by the same people. You know, it's very frustrating. I've been telling the Leafs not to use gooners, not to use big plugs who can only fight for a long time, and they've gone to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. The Flyers completely punked and bullied them around. Next time the Leafs play the Flyers, whoever's coach, because it ain't gonna be Carlisle, should just sit down with Gardner, Gunnarsson, whoever you feel like giving ice time to that night, and just go, look, you're going for 25 plus because I'm making Phaneuf fight everyone. And you barely even let Phaneuf play that week. You just make him box. And you tell him, all right, at the end of the week, you're going to have to go take on Scott Hartnell and then Wayne Simmons. It doesn't really matter on the order, but you will have to fight both of them. And they take your lunch money every single time you play them. And I know you think MLSE is made of money, but there are limits, Dion! But it's okay, guy. Hey, shh. Why are you ragging on Dion Phaneuf? Why are you ragging on this team's captain, this team's leader? He doesn't need to fight. Guys. Colton Orr is there, and he will show the Flyers what's up. He's simply biding his time and doing it when they least expect it. During the off-season. See, what the Leafs can't spend because of the cap, they spend on brain power. You know, center ice, neutral zone in a pretty close game after they just punked your captain, that's when the Flyers will expect you to challenge them. In a Dairy Queen parking lot in the middle of August, not so much. But why am I ragging about Colton Orr? I mean, the guy plays like 4 or 5 minutes a game. Why am I ragging about him? It's about the Leafs defense. But you know what? Shouldn't rag on the Leafs defense either, folks. They're all correctable mistakes. They're all fine. Randy Carlisle said so. Randy Carlisle said that the Leafs are making correctable mistakes on defense, and he is doing a lot to fix those mistakes by keeping the same defensive pairings together for like 3-4 months at a time so that they really get the message. See what you're doing? That's correctable. Get me a toaster. What's that? Fraser McLaren ate it again? What am I gonna do with him? Iron, it's good for you. But it's okay. It's okay. David Clarkson. He wears number 71 because he is the polar opposite of Wendell Clark. Oh, you didn't realize that's what it was for? No! Oh, this has all been a huge misunderstanding. You don't wear the opposite of a person's number to honor that. No, he's saying don't expect this of me. That's what he... You guys are silly. This is worse than that time the Leafs signed Snatnitis and expected him to be Matt Sundin. He wasn't. So yeah, the Leafs are a bit of a bummer, but you can't dwell on it. What's up with you guys? In all seriousness though, we can goof on the Leafs and oh, the Raptors made it and the Leafs didn't. Oh, what a conundrum. This is actually a pretty sweet year for Canadian basketball when you think about it, as a sports fan. A, the Raptors made the playoffs, so that's good. Imagine that, a Toronto team making the playoffs because they beat a Boston team. There's like 4 prominent Canadians in March Madness. That's pretty good. And it looks like Andrew Wiggins could go first overall. Back-to-back Canadians first overall? What? No more of this Simpson joke. Wow, that was close. You can play center. No, we know how to put that ball in the peach basket. I mean, not me specifically. Not me. I know guys. I know like one guy. I'm good at the Chuck E. Cheese. You know the Chuck E. Cheese one? Oh, I get mad tickets. Just nothing but net, straight swishing. And they're like, sir, we closed an hour ago. And I'm like, shut up, you're not my mom. Do you wear it like this? Because it says go Raptors go and then like rawr. It's like I have the claw. It's like, yeah. But no, seriousness though, this is a Leaf video, so maybe I should, yeah. As I sit here cross-legged on the floor, I have a legitimate question for you. Not a crazy half-drunk question trying to be funny, but an actual question. We are fed excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse in this city for why the Leafs stink year after year. There's all the injuries and the Penguins are like, cry me a river, but seriously, Bull, and he's such a stabilizing presence, and even though he's been around for more than half of this losing streak now, and oh, they were missing him, and then you hear on the radio, oh, but the Leafs don't want to pay him that much. If he's so important to the team, why wouldn't you pay him that much? Oh, because maybe he's not that important to the team. He's still a good player, but he's not crazily important. Anyway, moving on. The question, how are the Leafs ever going to win a Stanley Cup if the excuses that people say actually exist? Guys, the media pressure. Guys, the pressure cooker environment of Toronto, the scrutiny. You mind doing me a favor and explaining the LA Lakers? The back in the day Lakers. How about the back in the day Chicago Bulls? Michael Jordan. Sure, he went crazy and left the baseball for a while, but he came back and was still pretty good. How about the New England Patriots? How about any NFL team? How about the New York Yankees? Oh, they just buy their championship. Yeah? How about the Red Sox? How about any soccer team in the world, west, east, or south of Canada? I mean, I know the media can be a pain in the ass sometime, but seriously, it's the reason you're not winning? And I know they can be babies like, the captain didn't come out and speak to us. That must mean he has bad leadership, does it? One game, yeah, well, you know, we gotta go out there and give it 110%, and, you know, we just gotta execute the system. And then one game it's not there, and oh, I can't write my article, shut up! I make a video every game with nothing but what I watched and my own insanity. You can write an article. And that's not just me covering up for FNUF, because you, sir, need to play like a $7 million player. Preferably for the next 7 years. Tell you what, can you play like a $12 million player to make up for Clarkson? Secondary question of the game, can we begin a Kickstarter campaign to fund a plane ticket for Leo Komarov back here? Please? Maybe he can handle the pressure. Maybe he can be clutch and all those other shitty buzzwords that don't actually mean anything. Here's a question for you. What year are the Leafs actually going to win a Stanley Cup in? It's almost like that Shakespeare monkey theorem, where if you put 1,000 monkeys in a room for an infinite amount of time with a bunch of typewriters, eventually they'll type out the entire works of Shakespeare. If you leave a Leafs in the NHL for infinite numbers of years, eventually they'll win the Stanley Cup. When is that eventually? Presumably when there's less pressure in Toronto, because a lot of players can't handle the pressure. Well, that's it for this one. Tomorrow's video should be interesting. Click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you really like it. Please go to theleafsnation.com, that's theleafsnation.com, and check out the brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast, because I'm a little more coherent in that, and tomorrow's game should be pretty interesting, eh? They still got a shot! So you're telling me there's a chance!